Evolution. Welcome to another edition of Shooting Plink. I'm not going to be shooting at all. What I'm going to be doing is talking about some equipment that Greenworks has. We're going to be testing a couple of items, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. But I've been using this, and I'll take it out of here. This is a mower, and you'll see me mowing here just a little bit with this. And the reason that I've got all these is they're a thing of where they're all 24-volt batteries using them, so they're interchangeable, which helps a lot. Like I said, I'll be showing you that a little bit more, but right now I'm going to get that out of there, and it really makes it easy to transport this for out in here, because they always mow the driveway out here. So let me get it. We're going to do some mowing. You'll see that for just a little bit, and then we're going to go do some clearing and seeing how a chainsaw and a trimmer works. I'll show you that in a bit. Well, I made short work of that. Now we're going to back up the vehicle. I'm going to mow the front part. And I won't send you around here, or I won't keep you around here for that. Then we're going to grab the equipment, go up there and do some clearing and talk about that. Well, we got all the cutting done down there. And I've got 2 extra batteries now, besides the ones I have in here. We're going to talk about these. But the lawnmower, it didn't it didn't even move a light. There's 3 lights on these batteries, by the way. You have a self-tester on them and such. It's still all 3 lights on that. Of course, there wasn't a lot of grass to be cut there. It was mainly just some weeds and stuff that had sprouted up because it's been very, very dry. Anyway, what we're going to be using, and this takes 2 batteries right here. This is a 16-inch chainsaw, electric chainsaw, 48 volt, because it has 2 batteries, 1 on either side. And this one is just a basic trimmer, and it's a 24 volt. I've used this one a little bit. I have not used the chainsaw. So far, this one's gonna, still some consideration on it. Just does not seem to have the power to go right. It's supposed to cut like 3/4 inch stuff. Nah, it's not gonna do that. I'm sure it's not. It does have a nice bar on it. This sheath, it's definitely not the quality that Milwaukee puts on theirs, because I've got a Milwaukee trimmer that is an extended one, where I can reach out further, but it's much, much heavier, where this is a lightweight 22 inch, and again 24 volt, and although the Milwaukee is an 18 volt, and it's still got, I think, more power than this, and it's an extended one, and it still has more power. I really do think it does. This, though, does have one feature I like. You notice here, when you're cutting this way and you're wanting to do it this way, this one you don't have to. You push on this button and you rotate the handle. Now, all I got to do is do it this way. So that is a nice feature, unless something screws up that we don't know about yet on it. But I want to talk about these first, and one thing, just like regular chainsaws, which I'm used to steel chainsaws, and that's what I compare them to. And I know you shouldn't to a gas power, because it's definitely going to have more power. Your gas chainsaws, without a doubt, are much better than electrics. I don't care what they tell you. I've used them a lot. I'm a trail tamer for a conservation department, and I guarantee you, I do have an electric, and I'll use it, and it'll work fine up to something about 6 inches. You start going past that, it starts struggling. You're going to lose battery, and if you don't have an extra battery, you're out of luck. With the gas ones, you can still fill them up and keep going and going. But we're going to try this 16-inch. We're going to see what happens. Now, you always want to remember your oil, and this does come with some bar oil. Not a whole lot. Doesn't quite look like the regular steel bar oil like I've got. It's a little clear for some reason, but it's supposed to be bar oil, and so we're gonna be putting that in here. And I just brought that bottle instead of my big jug, and because I don't think we're going to do that much. We're going to find out. Anyway, we're going to go back here cutting, and I had said too, I got these because I had the lawnmower, and I figured, okay, I'll get it like that. I really was considering the Milwaukees because I've got a lot of M18 batteries, which are the fuel style batteries. They work very well. I don't know if you can see back here, but I've got some other work to do. Those are all Milwaukee tools, and I've got my Milwaukee trimmer and all that sort of stuff. It has worked great. So these are going to have to compete against those. The problem with the Milwaukee chainsaw is it's much more expensive than this, or at least on the deal that I got, because I was able to find it on their website. They had a special sale, and so I got both of these, and it was cheaper. And make sure you look at that. It was cheaper to get it with the battery than without. And since I can use spare batteries, think about that too, because I thought, what the heck, might as well get that, because I forget what it was, and then I looked at the price of the battery, which was almost 3 times the price of what that battery was coming with this. So anyway, that's something to consider. Let's see how these work. I mean, these may just absolutely work super. We're going to find out, because we're going to be clearing back over here some stuff that's in behind the knife throwing range, and I told you about that in another video. So let's go back there and start working. We're going to start ground clearing this right over here. That's a dead tree, in fact. It's over like this. We're going to cut that, get rid of that, and then we're going to go back here and get some more stuff. Put that bar oil in here, and there wasn't a whole lot, so I should have brought my big jug with me. I thought there was enough at least to give it one filling, but maybe about half a filling, so let's hope this doesn't have to use a lot of oil. And let's see what this will do on that tree. And by the way, this is just like a regular chainsaw, where it has your brake up here, so you have to pull it back like that to get it to go. Oh, I cut that pretty good. I'm going to cut it up now, and I'm going to pitch it into a pile and plan on making. So that was leaning way over. I've already done a little clearing back here, so we're not going to have a lot. See, something's been chewing on my backstop stuff here. I don't know what likes to heat insulation. I've got another pile down here that I've taken some of this stuff to. This is going to stay as it is, because I just want a path that goes back around here. We are going to take this. Now, in the other video I explained why I'm doing this to a certain extent, especially axes. When you throw an axe, and this is kind of a dried out target, you hit it and the axe will stick right, but then all of a sudden it'll rotate because it won't get into that real hard dry wood and go right over the back, and then I gotta go find them in that brush. Knives will bounce off too, so let's go back around here and start clearing some of this. Okay, I'm not going to ground clear this. I'm going to use this And we're going to see just how this works to trim this off. Well, it didn't really do too bad. Yeah, that took that down pretty good. Yeah, kind of satisfied with that now. Give me a little thicker stuff, just trying it on it. I'll have to clear all this out, and I'm not going to worry about keeping you guys around for when I start hauling this out of here. Now that's getting a little bit too big for it, but this right over here, which I'm going to show you, we're actually going to cut out with the chainsaw and see how that works. But by golly, for trimming that down, this thing did a pretty doggone good job for a 24 volt like that. I'm going to whack this too while we're at it with the chainsaw. We got a stub right down here too that we're going to take off. I know, before anybody says anything, I should have my chaps on. I forgot them. And I wasn't going to run back right now. But because of the way I'm cutting, and I know, you're still going to say, man, I don't have my chaps. This isn't a gas power, which is one good thing. Because I can release the trigger, chain stops right now. Now there is an advantage to electrics. Because you release the trigger on the regular chainsaw, it's not going to stop. Well, it's going to stop rotating, but it's not going to shut off completely, and usually does have a little bit more rotation. Where these things, when you, well, I'll show you. You hit the trigger, it still rotates just a little, but you got it's shut off completely. You don't have to worry about that. I also plan on staying back. I don't think this thing's going to kick. It really seems like it's on as far as that goes. See right there, it fell real easy. And now we're going to start clearing some of this stuff. It's re-up in there, isn't it? So, we'll go over here and we'll get this one. I'm impressed so far with this 3M. It's cutting very clean. Of course, it's got a brand new chain. That just went by you. And we're going to get that one right down below you here. Hopefully it don't hit the camera. It did. But we figured that'd happen. You're in the brush. So anyway, this is clearing. This is really doing very well right now. There's a tree, as I said, right beside you. It's just about dead. That went down, and we're going to get that back there. I'm going to clear some stuff and I'll be back. Well, this is what I got cleared out. As you can see, it did a pretty good job that way, but had some major problems with the chainsaw. That's why the one that's over here that you probably can't see has not been cut. About at that point, the chain through. I thought, holy cow, what I hit. All this is honeysuckle. There's nothing in it. I checked. No metal, nothing like that. So I took it apart. I'm going to show you that saw. I've got it laying up on the table. Also, while we're at it, I'm going to talk about this one. It did a pretty good job, but when I got into one area here, I noticed that some of these must be awful flimsy, because I almost bent it, and it was not on that big of a limb. It was just on pretty much the size that you see me trimming with this. And I thought, that's kind of weird, but it did its job. Looks like the Yeah, the teeth look okay in it. I mean, it don't look like it's got any problem there. So this one is still going, but well, I'll show you the chainsaw. Okay, here's the chainsaw. I don't know, I'm not sure why it did it. I don't even know if I can show you some of it. But the chain is just absolutely chewed up. If I can find the spots, hope I can, because they're really, really bad. And it has to either be a chain problem or this oiler just isn't doing right. I don't know which. I just found it. I had it laying here and I thought, well, I'm going to show you on camera what this looks like. And here's some of them. Pretty bad. Evidently it's wearing all the way along. Right in here. These are all burred out so that they won't go in to the bar anymore. And practically every one of them's like that. And they, especially on one section down, is the worst. That must have been when it got caught. Here's some real bad ones. I don't know if you can see that or not, but right here, those are all burred. Here's a real bad one, right here. Maybe you can see that one. It's right in here. Okay, those drive areas are just shot on this chain. And I don't know if it's the oiler. I'll show you the oiler. Here's the oiler port, right here. Right in that spot. That little black thing, that's it. Now, the thing is that was stuck to the bar. And you might be able to see even where it was, I'm not sure. Maybe not now. No. Not even remember which side it was now it's stuck to. But it was stuck right up in here somewhere on the holes. Now you can see the oil was coming out. But it just don't seem like, even the bar is just like it's burred. I don't know. It's something's weird, because I was not doing that hard of a cutting. Now if I had been cutting something big and I had run into a piece of metal or something like that, yeah. But that brush was not that bad. And the trees that I was cutting, the biggest was like that. I don't know. This saw is not getting a good rating, I'll tell you that right now. Plus this right here is plastic. Of course they're going to do that with electrics. The gear itself is metal, I do believe, yeah. But otherwise, well, we'll see what we did on battery now, just for the heck of it. Still got the same batteries in. Hit the button. There's 3 lights, which I figured there would be. 3 lights on both batteries in there. So that didn't use much. Now we'll look at this one. All 3 on it, so it didn't use much. Battery won't even come out. I'm not sure on that. There we go. Yeah, I can show you here so you know for sure. This is what the lights are like to test these. They're right across here. And then you hit that. So you got 3 green lights. Okay. That means it's still pretty much a full charge on it. But the saw itself, it don't have a very good rating as far as I'm concerned. Because there just wasn't anything there. I found that. I thought, okay, if I had a piece of metal, fine, but it would have never chewed those drives up like that. That's almost like it was a bad bar to start with, or the chain was tightened right, everything was right on this, but I'm not happy with it, for sure. And that, yeah, you can get by with it, but should have stayed with my Milwaukee. I have a feeling that might have been a little bit better idea. Anyway, that's what we did. We got stuff cleared, as you've seen. I showed you that. We got that done, and that's probably about all I'll clear back there. If there's any more, I'll bring my other equipment. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.